Good evening, students. So yesterday I was discussing the search for genetic material. In the search for genetic material, we learned the first experiment, is transforming principle. We learned about transforming principle. It is also referred as Griffith experiment. So here, what we learned when live or strain bacteria, when it was mixed with heat killed smooth stain bacteria. This mixture, when it was injected into mice, this mixture, when it was injected into the mice, so here mice die or mice dies. That is because I explained yesterday. So this is heat killed smooth stain bacterium, Diplococcus pneumonia bacterium. So what happens here when live or strain and heat killed smooth stain bacteria are mixed together in a culture tube? So this is the live or strain, and this is rough smooth stain. There is a heat killed smooth stain. When these are mixed, so what happens actually? This is R strain bacteria, and this is heat killed smooth stain bacteria. The genetic material which is that, this genetic material first it will lie on the surface of this R strain. So the genetic material will lie on the surface of the R strain. Then this genetic material enters into what we call rough strain, and this genetic material is going to integrate with the genetic material of what we call R strain. So this is S strain genetic material, and this is R strain genetic material. Because of this, what happens? This R strain is transformed into smooth strain. Smooth strain. So this is bacterial transformation. So what is this bacterial transformation? The procedure. Procedure in which a DNA, a piece of DNA, see what happens, it is heat killed, capsule got damaged, cell wall got damaged, so this DNA comes out of the cell. We know capsule formation genetic property lie in the genetic material, and pathogenic property also lie in its genetic material. Okay, so what happens is the genetic material of the heat killed smooth stain bacteria will get absorbed on the surface of this R strain. When it gets absorbed, later on it is going to enter into the R strain. It will combine the genetic material of the smooth strain will combine with R strain. Genetic recombination occur here. Genetic recombination. Because of this genetic recombination, our strain has been changed, that is transformed into what we call S strain. So as the S strain is virulent or pathogenic, this mice could develop a pneumonial symptom, hence mice dies in this setup when this mixture is injected into the mice. So this is how the Griffith conducted his experiment in vivo experiment on mice. Okay, so I was telling the definition of this transformation. What is transformation? Transformation is a procedure in which a piece of DNA or genetic material of one bacterium. This is one bacterium, this is another bacterium. This is R strain and this is smooth strain. So the genetic material of one bacterium, that is a piece of DNA, is transferred from one bacterium into other bacterium or another bacterium. So this smooth strain, it will become donor bacterium and our strain will become recipient bacterium. So transformation is a procedure in which a piece of DNA is transferred from one bacterium to another bacterium, resulting into the change of genetic makeup, resulting into genetic makeup of which bacterium? Recipient bacterium. So what happened? Our strain has been transformed, changed into smooth strain. So this is transforming principle, that is bacterial transformation as conducted by Griffith. He could not tell biochemical nature of transforming principle. What is the biochemical nature of transforming principle? What exact kind of material is entering from heat killed smooth strain into our strain, that he could not reveal. So later on, this experiment was continued. So this experiment was continued by a group of other scientists. So we will move on to the next set of experiment, which reveals that DNA is the transforming principle. DNA is transfer that is responsible for conversion of rough strain into smooth strain. So next very important one, that is biochemical characterization of transforming principle. So this can be asked for 3 marks. Very important. This can be asked for 3 points. Now, this is the continuation of the research work of Griffith. What Griffith has done on the bacterium. Diplococcus pneumoniae, that was continued by a group of 3 scientists between 1933 to 1944. In the year 1944, Oswald P. Avery, Colin MacLeod, Macklin McCarthy, Avery, MacLeod, McCarthy. This experiment is also known by these 3 names: Avery, MacLeod, McCarthy experiment. They continued to do research on the bacterium which cause pneumonia, that Diplococcus pneumoniae, or what we call Streptococcus pneumoniae. The difference here, they conducted in vitro experiment. They conducted in vitro experiment, whereas Griffith conducted in vivo experiment using this bacterium on the mice. They conducted, but here they conducted Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy. They conducted in vitro experiment on this bacterium. They too carried out research work on the strain. What are those strains? Rough strain number 2, type 2. Rough strain type 2, which is non-pathogenic, which produces rough and dull colony. Then another one, S3, smooth strain number 3. Smooth strain number 3. These bacteria, this is non-virulent, non-pathogenic. It do not cause any pneumonial symptom, but it can cause pneumonial symptom. So on this, they conducted the experiment. They wanted to know what kind of material is being transferred from, that is smooth strain into R strain, whether it is DNA, or it is RNA, or it is protein. What kind of biomolecule is being transferred from S strain into R strain? The material, the biological molecule is being transferred from S strain into R strain. Because of that, this R strain is being converted into S strain. So they want to know the biochemical nature of the transforming principle. So they wanted to know biochemical nature. What is the type of the smooth strain into R strain, so that R strain is slowly changed, transformed into the smooth strain. So they culture this bacterium on the nutrient medium, either in a test tube or in a petri dish. So they used series of setups for their confirmation that I told they carried out in vitro experiment. In the laboratory condition, in vitro experiment. In the laboratory condition, they culture, they have grown this bacterium, that is the Diplococcus pneumonia or Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria. Rough strain bacteria. They culture on the nutrient medium. When they culture the rough strain bacterium on the nutrient medium, they got rough strain colony. The rough strain colony, it produces rough and dull colony. Rough strain do not possess any capsule, that is mucus core composed of polysaccharide. So, rough strain, when it is grown or cultured on the nutrient medium, it resulted in the formation or production of rough strain colony. Next, they cultured smooth strain. Now they took smooth strain bacteria, they culture on the nutrient medium. So what you can expect here? Smooth strain colony. They got smooth strain colony. This time, what they did, they gave heat treatment. See, when smooth strain bacterium is given heat treatment, that capsule and cell wall can get disintegrated because of what we call the heat. So heat killed smooth strain bacteria that culture on the nutrient medium. When they culture on the nutrient medium, okay, this time no colony was produced. No colony was produced. As it was given heat treatment, the bacterium could not multiply. So no colony was developed. This time, they isolated the DNA of heat killed smooth strain bacteria. So here, DNA of S strain bacteria. Only DNA. The DNA of the heat killed S strain was there. That the DNA of S strain bacteria, which was heat killed, so that gets cultured. Cell-free DNA. Cell-free DNA, only DNA. Cytoplasm, cell wall, protoplasmic material, okay, was not there. So when they culture, this time also, we cannot expect any colony formation. So here, no colony was formed. No colony was formed. Now, the next setup. Or strain, it is live. These are all this is live, this is live, this is heat kill, DNA of heat kill smooth strain bacteria. Now live or strain. This was mixed with now heat killed S strain bacteria, Diplococcus pneumonia bacteria. So now what we can expect here, when live strain bacterium mixed together with the heat killed smooth strain bacterium on the same culture medium, what happened here? The transformation took place. Because of transformation, the change of genetic makeup. So here they got S strain colony. They got a smooth strain colony because of transformation. They confirmed what material is entering the all strain so that all strain is converted into smooth strain. They got the confirmation in subsequent steps which they followed. So now, R strain, it is live, mixed with DNA or S strain, DNA of S strain. This DNA of the S strain, okay, could enter into R strain and could bring transformation. So this time also what they got, smooth strain colony. Smooth strain colony they got. Now, what kind of material is entering into rough strain that is bringing the transformation into S strain? They wanted to know. On the culture with heat in smooth strain and live R strain, they got smooth strain colony. On the culture with the DNA of smooth strain with the live R strain, they got smooth strain colony. So they wanted to know what kind of material chemically that is entering R strain, bringing the transformation of rough strain bacteria into smooth strain bacteria. So in the next step, what they use specific enzymes. They use specific enzymes which act on particular biomolecule or substrate. R strain, this is live. DNA on S strain. It was mixed with specific enzyme. RNase enzyme, ribonuclease enzyme. Ribonuclease enzyme is a kind of nuclease enzyme which breaks down the RNA into the component, that is nucleotides. RNase enzyme. Either you can write RNase or you can write in this way also. RNase. In this way also you can write. Both one and same. This is ribonuclease enzyme. Ribonuclease enzyme, RNase enzyme. It is a type of nuclease enzyme which acts on the genetic material RNA, ribonucleic acid. This enzyme will break down RNA into its monomeric components such as ribotides or ribonucleotides. So see here, live R strain bacterium was cultured with the smooth strain DNA, and also to that they added ribonuclease enzyme. Okay. Now, this genetic material of smooth strain DNA. Okay, if you don't know DNA, you think that this is the genetic material of the smooth strain. Suppose if this material chemically, if it is RNA, think that if this material chemically if it is RNA, then this RNA will be acted by ribonuclease enzyme. This enzyme can break down this RNA into its components. That means this genetic material is digested by RNAs. Then there should not be any transformation. There should not be any transformation. Means we should not get smooth strain here. We should not get smooth strain. But which strain colony was produced here? Smooth strain colony developed. What smooth strain colony? That means addition of ribonuclease enzyme to this mixture could not affect transformation. It could not affect transformation. It could not stop transformation. Transformation occurred. Transformation happened. Live or strain changed into smooth strain. That's because this ribonuclease can act only on RNA. It will not act on DNA. Ribonuclease can digest RNA, cannot digest DNA. So, this genetic material was not acted by this enzyme. The genetic material was not digested by this enzyme. So, this genetic material remained intact. It remained intact. As a result, what happened? This genetic material had entered rough strain. It could enter into rough strain and it has brought transformation, that is rough strain, into smooth strain. So, what this step indicates? RNA is not the genetic material. Suppose if RNA could have been the genetic material, RNA could have been digested by this enzyme. That means this material will not be there. If this material is not there, we can expect R strain colony only. But they got smooth strain colony. The inference of this step is that this genetic material, what was mixed with R strain is not RNA. Remember this. Next step, what they carried out. Live or strain bacterium mixed with DNA of S strain or say that genetic material of S strain. Genetic material of S strain. This time they use another enzyme. Protease enzyme. You know, protease enzyme can digest proteins. It can digest proteins into amino acid peptides into amino acids. Okay. Now listen carefully. Suppose if this is genetic material. Think that we don't know exactly it is DNA. Just it is genetic material. If this genetic material is of protein nature, this genetic material which can enter the R strain, if it is of protein nature, proteins can be digested by protease enzyme. Proteins can be digested by protease enzyme. So, protease, if it is protein in nature, it will be digested. So, if it is protein in nature, it will be completely digested. So, we should not expect any transformation. So, R strain should remain an R strain colony. But addition of protease enzyme to this mixture could not stop transformation. It could not affect the transformation. So here they got smooth strain colony. This is possible only when this enzyme could not act on this. It is a deoxyribonucleic acid. Already we have tested using RNA enzyme which could act on RNA. So there we came to know RNA is not the genetic material. It is not the transforming principle. So protease could not digest the DNA of the smooth stain, genetic material of the smooth stain. As it remained intact, the genetic material of the smooth stain remained intact. This entered into our strain combined with the genetic material of our strain. Suppose if this is our strain, okay, this is the genetic material of our strain, and here the genetic material of the S strain will combine with it, and it result in the formation of a smooth stain compound. So this step has confirmed that protein is not the genetic material. Protein is not bringing bacterial transformation. So next, what they use finally now, like that they use even lipase at time. There was a possibility that even lipids can be the transforming principle, can be genetic material. See, remember when the Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy, prior to their experiment, prior means before their experiment, it was believed that protein can act as genetic material. Protein can act as genetic material before Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy experiment. This experiment has confirmed that protein is not the genetic material. RNA is not the genetic material. The only genetic material, the only transforming principle, its biochemical nature is DNA. Remember this. Now what they did? They took or strain bacteria, rough strain, Diplococcus pneumonia bacteria, rough strain type 2, I told, smooth strain type 3, already I told. Every time I did not mention this. It is live, mixed in a test tube or in a culture plate on nutrient medium, mixed with DNA on S strain. This time they added what they added. DNAs and non. Either you can write like this, DNAs, or how can you write? In this way also you can write DNAs. DNase is a nuclease enzyme. How we had ribonuclease. So this is deoxyribonuclease enzyme. Nuclease enzymes are the enzymes which act on genetic material, break down the genetic material into simple monomeric units like nucleotides. We have two types of nuclease with respect to this concept. One is ribonuclease, another one deoxyribonuclease. Ribonuclease act on RNA. Deoxyribonuclease can act on DNA. Can break down the DNA into deoxyribotides or deoxyribonucleotides. So here, this enzyme can act on this free DNA of smooth strain, freely available it is. So what happened here? This DNA enzyme could break down the DNA of the smooth strain. DNA enzyme could digest the DNA of the smooth strain into deoxyribonucleotides. Because of breakdown of the DNA of the smooth strain by the activity of deoxyribonuclease, this material was not available for entry into rough strain. As the genetic material of smooth strain, that is the DNA, was digested by deoxyribonuclease enzyme, this material, this genetic material was not available for entry into rough strain, so that this material can integrate with the genetic material of rough strain and can bring transformation, can bring the change in the genetic makeup of rough strain. So what happened when the DNA's enzyme was added to this mixture? Okay, it affected transformation. It affected transformation. Earlier, the addition of ribonuclease enzyme and protease enzyme could not affect transformation. Could not affect transformation means could not stop from being conversion of rough strain into smooth strain. But here, that could not happen here. So what happened here? Smooth strain colony was not produced. Smooth strain colony was not produced. So no transformation of rough strain into smooth strain. So here, what they got? They got all strain colony, rough strain colony. We cannot expect the formation of smooth strain. We got smooth strain in the previous cases. Here, we cannot get the smooth strain. That is because the genetic material of the smooth strain, it is DNA, digested by the DNA enzyme. This genetic material could not enter into our strain, could not bring transformation. Hence, our strain, like bacterium, without undergoing transformation, it remained as rough strain colony. So this confirmed undoubtedly the biochemical nature of transforming principle. So what is the biochemical nature of transforming principle? It is DNA. DNA is bringing the transformation of rough strain into smooth strain. So this is every MacLeod and McCarthy experiment, that is biochemical characterization. Biochemical characterization means what kind of material is entering the strain and converting that into smooth strain. Biochemically, whether it is the DNA, RNA, protein, lipid, that is what being confirmed with this experiment by these three, every MacLeod, McCarthy on the bacterium Diplococcus pneumoniae bacterium remember. So this is biochemical characterization of transforming principle. I have explained a bit in detail. This month they have not given in NCRT. So very easily you can follow this what you call experiment. See, even what they did, those three scientists, they extracted, purified biochemicals. Purified biochemicals, which are those DNA, RNA, and protein from heat-killed smooth strain bacterium. From heat-killed smooth strain bacterium, they extracted purified biochemicals like DNA, RNA, and protein. So they wanted to know which material among three is transforming or strain into yes. So the series of the setup of experiment which they carried out, different setup they used. Based on that, what they revealed, RNA, protein is not bringing RNA, protein is not bringing transformation. They confirm the material, the biochemical which is bringing the transformation. The material, the genetic material, biochemical which is bringing the transformation is none other than DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So undoubtedly, they confirm that DNA is bringing the transformation of or strain into smooth state, not these what you call biomolecules. So this is how the biochemical characterization of the transforming principle was carried out by these scientists like Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy. This was in vitro experiment. This confirmed DNA is the genetic material. This confirmed DNA is the genetic material or transforming principle. Remember. Now, final experiment. Beyond any doubt, undoubtedly, unequivocal proof, undoubtedly, or beyond any doubt, unequivocal proof that DNA is the genetic material. The genetic material is DNA. That was the final experiment which was conducted in 1952 by Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. The genetic material is DNA. Very important question for theory and need point of view. It is a 5-mark question. The genetic material is DNA. So this experiment was conducted in 1952 by two scientists. Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. For their experiment, they selected two organisms. One, that is the bacterium Hershey-Chase coli. Bacterium. This bacterium can multiply very rapidly. It can multiply 1 to 2, 2 to 4. It completes its one life cycle in just 20 minutes. One multiplication in 20 minutes. This bacterium is infected by, attacked by a virus. So they use the two organisms I said. One is the bacterium E. coli, Hershey-Chase coli, and another one, the virus. Okay, this virus can infect the bacterial cell, so it is bacteriophage virus. Bacteriophage virus, so specifically it is T2 bacteriophage virus. T2 bacteriophage virus. So this virus can infect this bacterium. So why they have chosen this bacteriophage? For simple reason. What simple reason? Remember, we know the molecular biology of this bacterium very well, E. coli. Why they have chosen this T2 bacteriophage which can infect the E. coli bacteria? The reason behind this is, you know about the structure of this T2 bacteriophage, previous year we have learned. This bacteriophage virus, so this is head, this is neck, this is the tail, these are all tail fibers. This head has the genetic material DNA. Bacteriophage virus easily infects the E. coli, and the phage particle can multiply inside the bacterial cell. You know, viruses are obligatory intracellular parasites. They multiply only inside the living host. So T2 bacteriophage can multiply inside the E. coli. Means this virus should enter the E. coli bacterium. Suppose if this is the E. coli bacterium, this virus should enter into this bacterium. This bacteriophage has mainly two components. One is the genetic material DNA. The genetic material deoxyribonucleic acid. Usually linear DNA will be there, double stranded linear DNA will be there. So that is one component which acts as genetic material, control what you call the hereditary characters. It controls the hereditary characters. Then what is the other component? Capsid. Capsid is nothing but, this is capsid. This is all headed. This is capsid. Capsid is nothing but protein coat. It is protein coat. Protein coat capsid is made up of capsomeres. Capsomeres are made up of amino acids. So this bacteriophage, in order to multiply itself, it has to enter into this E. coli cell. It has to enter into E. coli. So Hershey and Chase, They wanted to know which material is entering into the bacterial cell. Which material is entering into the bacterial cell? Whether DNA is entering into the bacterial cell or protein is entering into the bacterial cell. Protein code, I said, not captured. Protein code, which is made up of amino acids. So only two kind of molecules are there. The biomolecule, which make the constituent structure of a bacteriophage virus, is one is DNA and another one protein. So that is why they have chosen T2 bacteriophage for the simple structure, having only two kind of biomolecule. One is DNA and another one what we call protein. So in order to multiply itself, in order to reproduce itself, the bacteriophage virus has to enter the E. coli. So, which kind of material is entering the E. coli, whether DNA or protein, which is responsible for what we call multiplication of the bacteriophage virus within the small what we call bacterial cell. This is how many new phage particles are formed after its multiplication inside the bacterial cell. That's why they have chosen this T2 bacteriophage, which can readily infect the E. coli cell. Now, so in order to know whether the DNA is the material entering or protein is the material entering. So DNA is present within the head. Okay. So this DNA basically it has phosphate. So it has phosphate. Okay, it has phosphate. So the normal phosphorus, P30. Atomic number 15, atomic weight 30. Normal. So what they did, this DNA possesses phosphate. DNA possesses phosphate. In the DNA, no sulfur. In the DNA, no sulfur. DNA has phosphate. It has deoxyribose sugar, it has nitrogen base, it has phosphate. So normally DNA has normal phosphorus, that is P30 phosphorus. So for their research work, what they did, they have radioactive leveled that phosphorus. So they have radioactive leveled the phosphorus. They have radioactive leveled the phosphorus. So what they used? They used P32. What they used? P32 they used. Radioactive level P32 they used. So they labeled this DNA. What procedure they carried out to label, I will tell you. So they labeled this DNA. The DNA contained P32, not normal P32. They labeled with P32. Okay. Now, the protein, this protein part, remaining all part mainly composed of protein part. Protein made up of amino acids, amino acid. Okay. So amino acids present in the protein are usually made up of sulfur. The amino acid which make up the protein can have sulfur. The normal sulfur, yes, 16, 32, atomic number 16, atomic weight 32. Right. So the entire structure, they have sulfur, yes, 32 level sulfur. Then normal sulfur. Okay. This protein do not have phosphorus, phosphate in it. I told DNA has phosphate. DNA do not have sulfur. No sulfur in the DNA. Similarly, the protein which is made up of amino acid, this amino acid can have sulfur containing amino acids. Cysteine, methionine, they are sulfur containing amino acids. This sulfur can be present in the amino acids of the protein, but the protein do not have phosphate in it. Protein do not have phosphate in it. Amino acid do not have phosphate content in it. So this sulfur, which is there in the protein, that is amino acid, then radioactive level. Sulfur was radioactive level. Sulfur was used. Okay, so the protein code, they use radioactive sulfur. Protein code or protein was radioactive level. Protein which is made up of amino acid, it was radioactive level. So what they used, radioactive level means what they used? They used S35. Radioactive level S35. Phosphate, what the radioactive level? P32. DNA containing phosphate level with P32. The protein code containing sulfur level with radioactive sulfur S35. S35. So, to know what kind of material is entering the bacterial cell, I am bringing the multiplication of the phase particle. They have radioactive level. These two main components of the bacteriophage virus. DNA, which is having phosphate in it, they level the phosphate with P32, and protein, which is having amino acid, they level with the amino acid containing sulfur, that is radioactive sulfur, that is S35. So how they leveled this DNA and the protein containing amino acids, all this I will take up in the next class. Very important question or concept for exam point of view. So you have to understand this concept, very important. This I will continue in the next class.